I have to admit, I found myself one of these people who started to enjoy the music from this particular recording artist come 2017 with Flower Boy, 2019 with Igor, even more impressive. This release, however, 2021's Call Me If You Get Lost. This is the best one yet, in my opinion. Really, really, really good. People who are calling Tyler a genius circa 2010, I don't know what you saw in it, but if you were predicting something like this would come out 11 years from now, kudos to you. You were right. Tyler was best known at one time for a remark he made about cyberbullying, which was considered quite mean-spirited. I believe it was over Twitter. I think most interactions on Twitter tend to be mean-spirited in general. But so who is Tyler, the creator, really? Well, Tyler Gregory Okonma, born March 6, 1991, known professionally as Tyler, the Creator, is an American rapper and record producer. He's one of the founding members of the music collective Odd Future. Okonma has won 2 Grammy Awards, 3 BET Hip Hop Awards, a Brit Award, and an MTV Video Music Award. I love how there's some prestigious things in an MTV Video Music, whatever. Okonma is considered one of those influential and greatest hip-hop music artists of all time. Okonma released his debut mixtape Bastard in 2009 and rapidly gained attention among the online music press for his horrorcore-influenced sound and violent transgressive lyrical content. His debut studio album Goblin 2011 brought him mainstream exposure, which was aided by the popularity of the single Yonkers and its accompanying music video. During this period, Odd Future gained rapid popularity and Okonma faced controversy over his lyrics, most notably with the song Yonkers. Beginning with his second album, Wolf, 2013, Okonma began moving away from his stylistic horrorcore towards a more alternative hip-hop sound. His 2015 album, Cherry Bomb, featured a greater focus on melodic and jazz-fused sounds, which has continued throughout his later discography. Okonma's later albums, Flower Boy, 2017, Igor 2019, and Call Me If You Get Lost 2021 were all released to widespread critical acclaim, with the latter two debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and each winning Best Rap Album at the 2020 and 2022 Grammy Awards respectively. Cool, I wonder what else is nominated out of curiosity. But I'll quickly finish this. As a visual artist, Okonma has created the cover art for Odd Future's releases, their clothing, and other merchandise. In 2011, Okonma founded the streetwear brand Golfwang, and then began the annual music festival Camp Flog Nor Carnival, both in 2012. Okonma also founded and operated the streaming service Golf Media between 2015 and 2018, which contained original scripted series from Tyler and a live stream of each Camp Flog Nor Carnival. Neat. Now, what has won in the 2020s Grammy Best Rap Album so far? In 2020, they gave it to Igor. I guess that's fair enough. It was up against Revenge of the Dreamers Free by Dreamville. I don't think I've heard that. Championships, Meek Mill. I can't imagine that being too great. I Was, 21 Savage. Yeah, The Lost Boy, Corday. Tyler was probably best off winning out of the nominees there. In 21, actually, King's Disease by Nas won. You know, I've not explored some of this later Nas stuff, which has been a lot of very acclaimed recently. Alfredo, that's pretty good. Freddie Gibson, The Alchemist. The Allegory by Royster 559. I've heard that's pretty good. A Written Testimony, J Electronica. I've heard that's pretty good as well. Black Habits by D Smoke. I can't say I've heard that. I don't think I know that. I think I've heard of D Smoke. Tyler, the Creator, won in 2022 for Call Me If You Get Lost. Also, it was up against The Off Season by J. Cole. Yeah. Certified Lover Boy, Drake, that was withdrawn apparently. Didn't deserve it anyway. King's Disease 2 by Nas and Donda. I was a big fan of that one. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers for 2023. I have to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of Kendrick, but this is the better one for a while. Probably the best one since, the first studio album, in my opinion. The one I enjoy the most, anyway. We've also got God Did from DJ Khaled, I Never Liked You from Future, Come Home, The Kids Miss You by Jack Harlow, and It's Almost Dry by Pusha T. From what I've heard of these ones, I listened to the Future album. I might give it to that over Kendrick, maybe. But let's read aloud now about Call Me If You Get Lost, the 6th studio album by American rapper and producer Tyler, the Creator. The album was released on June 25th, 2021 through Columbia Records. The album is narrated by DJ Drama and features guest appearances from 42 Dugg, YoungBoy Never Broke Again, Dolla, Lil Wayne, Domo Genesis, Brent Faiyaz, Lil Uzi Vert, Pharrell Williams, Teezo Touchdown, Fana Hues, and Daisy World. Tyler produced the album himself, with additional production contributed by Jamie XX and Jay Versace. The album marks a departure from the lighter, more soulful aesthetics of Igor 2019 and Flower Boy 2017 in favour of brash beats and raw rhymes influenced by DJ Drama's Gangsta Grillz mixtape series. Genres on the album span hip-hop, pop, jazz, soul, and reggae. The cover art depicts an identification card for a character named Sir Baudelaire, in reference to the French poet Charles Baudelaire, whose work has been regarded by music journalists as comparable to the explicit nature and themes of Tyler's music. Wow. Call Me If You Get Lost was supported by 2 singles, Lumberjack and Wusyaname, both of which were released alongside music videos. I have to admit, if I were a recording artist, I would really see if I couldn't find a way out of being involved with any music videos. It just seems like a phenomenal waste of time, artistically, financially. Anyway, there's very few music videos I've ever been impressed by. I just see money burning on what could have been a more interesting feature film. Whatever. Hell, recording artists should just direct feature films. Whatever, bring it on. Like, yeah. Well, you're welcome, please. Tyler, the Creator, direct a film. I'd love to see that. The album received widespread acclaim from critics and has been described as a mix of styles with hints of nostalgia throughout its production. Some critics compared the album to his previous release, Igor. It was named among the best albums of 21 by multiple publications, and the cover art depicts an identification card for a character named Tyler Baudelaire in reference to the French poet. According to Matthew Ismail Ruse of Pitchfork, the character Tyler plays throughout the album is a proxy for Tyler's newfound worldliness and his inability to leverage that sophistication into the relationship of his dreams. Baudelaire's most famous work, 1857's Les Fleurs du Mal, The Flowers of Evil. Oh, I've seen a Claude Chabrol film titled that. I don't know if it was based off of that, though. Was originally banned for being too explicit, and Baudelaire himself was prosecuted for indecency. Similar to Tyler's evolution from an angsty teen spewing filth for shock value into sensitive lover man of a mischievous streak. Luke Morgan Britton of NME also compared the two, saying that both have been fixated on the struggle between romance and realism, luxury and love, beauty and death, talents and controversies. Initially, when Tyler unveiled the cover art for Call Me If You Get Lost, people thought that he had taken inspiration from Old Dirty Bastard's 1995 album Return to the 36 Chambers to Dirty version. Oh yeah, totally. When it actually had taken inspiration from old passport and travel cards from early 1900s. NME's Luke Morgan Britton called Call Me If You Get Lost an all-encompassing culmination of Tyler's ever-varying sound, showing that growth isn't always linear and that artists can be a multitude of things, further saying that the album cements Tyler's place as a generational talent, one in fine form and continuing to push the boundaries of his vision and kaleidoscope sound. I'd prefer to hear more about the behind-the-scenes rather than critics talking about it. That seems to be all there is here, though. Marcus Shorter of Consequence said of the album that self-awareness dominates its second half. Shorter further notes that romance is a prominent theme in the album's second half. That journey includes heartbreak, because no Tyler, the Creator album is complete without romance. Shorter specifically describes Wilshire. He stumbles over words and mumbles part of a sad story, sounding like someone not fully ready to handle the truth, on an album filled with dope lines from a guy who always says it with his chest. Wilshire is a rare moment where we feel him holding back. The ego is tucked into the closet for one song, further blurring the lines between the man, the persona, and the alter ego. I'd like to read out this artistry tab on Tyler, the Creator's Wikipedia page. O'Connor's music has been variously considered alternative hip-hop, bedroom pop, jazz rap, R&B, and neo-soul, while his earlier music was considered horrorcore. Over the years, his style of production has progressed from gritty and dark in early projects such as Goblin, but soon transitioned to a more jazz-based approach with the album Cherry Bomb, which O'Connor described in 2018 as his favourite album. O'Connor's fourth album, Flower Boy, marked the beginning of a new era, a complete departure from the wildly offensive lyrics and dark themes that defined his previous works. Igor, O'Connor's first Grammy-winning album, was a deeply personal concept album about the emotional journey of being the odd man out in a love triangle, while Call Me If You Get Lost, his second Grammy-winning album, was a concept album about the persona of Tyler Baudelaire, a suave, well-travelled gentleman with a sophisticated taste for high art. O'Connor is also known as the leader of Odd Future, and the group as a whole has been compared to the influential hip-hop group Wu-Tang Clan. Since the beginning of his career, O'Connor has largely self-produced songs for his projects and other Odd Future members, he has been heavily influenced by the production work of the Neptunes member Pharrell Williams, whose debut solo album In My Mind 2006 had a substantial impact on Conma, inspiring him to co-found the Odd Future Collective. He has also cited Williams' band NERD's debut album In Search Of 2001 as an impactful album for him. Tyler has named Washed Out, Beach House, and Broadcast as influences. He was also initially influenced by rapper Eminem, calling Eminem's album Relapse 2009 as one of his favorite albums in 2011. During his acceptance of the Cultural Influence Award at the BET Awards, Okonma thanked Q-Tip, Andre 3000, Chad Hugo, Kanye West, Missy Elliott, Busta Rhymes, and Hype Williams as his influences. In addition to music, Okonma also is involved in the fashion industry. He runs both Golf Wang, a streetwear company known for its colourful aesthetic, and Golf Le Fleur, a high-end luxury line described to embody the globe-trotting mise-en-scene of his latest album, Call Me If You Get Lost. This won't be for everyone, although if you're already attuned to the tendencies of contemporary pop, hip-hop, R&B, electronic music in general, there might be a lot of interest. There's certainly not much you can listen to that sounds like Call Me If You Get Lost, and considering how much music is available to listen to right now, being produced and released on Bandcamp or to YouTube, Spotify all of the time, that's saying something. Tyler, the Creator, has a lot of resources at his disposal, and like a Kanye West, despite what you may think about his personality, well, actually that's partly what makes the music so interesting, the pathos. What arrives is an individual who is making the best of the gifts of funding and all the technology given to them in the music business. This is absolutely terrific stuff. A plausible genius of recorded music, I have to say.